All right. Hey guys, this is Joette with ballooncoach.com. And today we're talking about a topic that I'm really passionate about, and it's 5 steps to becoming a balloon boss. As you join us, if you can go to the chat box and type in your name and where you're joining us from, if you're on live, I'd love to know who's on with us. And I want you to practice that this is the way you can ask me questions throughout the presentation. I will stop for a minute and look at those from time to time. So the chat box is the great way for you to be able to share your questions with us. So I'm going to go ahead and put this here and take that down and go to here. So we're almost getting ready to start. All right, and I just have to switch my display settings. All right, so yay, everybody should see us now, and I am so glad that you're here. This is one of those topics that is big for me, because if I would have known in 2003 when I started in the industry what I know now, my business would have been set up so much differently. So I'm so delighted that you're taking time out of your day to be a part of this webinar. So what I'm going to do is respect your time, and we're going to go ahead and get started. For those of you who are joining me live today, feel free to type in questions, and I will respond to those as much as I can from time to time. And then at the end, definitely be opened up for Q&A. I apologize. I lost my voice during the Promotions and Profits Retreat in Orlando, the last day of the event. And I am just now, 3 weeks later, being able to really speak on a regular basis. But I do have to stop every once in a while and grab water. So I do apologize if my voice cracks just a little bit. But I wanted to get this information out to you because it's the end of December 2018 when we're recording this. And this is a time of the year where people start reflecting on how their business is going, how things went for 2018, and start planning for 2019. And so while it's that time of year, I want to give you guys a little bit of direction, some tips and hints. And for those of you who watch the replay later on, this information will still be the same 5 years down the road. So thank you for watching this and checking out and seeing the 5 steps to becoming a balloon boss. For those of you who don't know me, I'm Joette Giardina with ballooncoach.com, and I create online resources and live training events to help you as a owner in a balloon business grow your business and have support systems to cheer you on along the way. So let's go ahead and keep going. Why did you get into the balloon business? So think about that for a minute. And if you want to share, feel free to go ahead and type that in if you're live. Or if not, I want you to write it down in a note. So you've got your notebook, you got your paper. I want you to write this down. Why did you get into the balloon business? What was the reason you got started? For me, I wanted to work for myself. I wanted to escape a job that I did not like. I was in social work. I was dealing with a bunch of red tape trying to get services for my clients, and I'd get a red stamp that says denied, and I was really frustrated that I wasn't being able to enjoy my job. I wanted to create joy for others. I loved working with balloons. I loved working in party planning, and I wanted to be able to do that. I wanted to be able to express my creativity. I wanted to have a career that I was passionate about. I had a dream to be an at-home mom. My daughter was 4 at the time. And I wanted a flexible schedule. So why did you get in the balloon business? Does any of that resonate with you, or any of those are the reasons that you got into the balloon business? I'd love to hear from you. Feel free to type it in the chat box. I think it's really important for us to understand why we got started. So now my next question is, have you created a job for yourself that has some crazy hours and that you work a lot more than you would have been when you work in a 9 to 5. That's what I did, okay? I'm totally open with this. In 2003, when I bought my balloon business and I started working, what I found out is that I actually was working more hours than I did when I had a 9 to 5 job. I was working overnight. I was sometimes working without any sleep for 2 days straight. And if my family wanted to spend time with me, they either needed to be blowing up balloons with me at the house or coming on job sites with me and doing the jobs because I was so busy. There were Saturdays and Sundays that we would do 13 events in a day. And I was just running from 4 o'clock in the morning till sometimes not getting any sleep overnight on a Friday or Saturday night to be able to take care of the demand of my clients. So that's something that I want people to think about and really look at where you're at right now with your business. Have you created a job for yourself where you're maybe working some crazy hours and don't have a lot of support systems in place? Or have you created a business that can run without you? I love it. John commented that he agrees with all of my lists except that he's not the at-home mom since he's a gentleman. I love it. So here's what I want you to think about now. So on your piece of paper, on your notes, you've written down, being honest, have you set up a job for yourself or have you started a business that can run without you? And here's the reason I encourage you to have a business that can run without you. This is a room of a hospital. This is a room that my husband was in this year. And you can see sitting on the table is my laptop computer and what becomes my desk. Because I want to know what happens to you, to your clients, if today you ended up in the hospital. What happens to your clients' events if your spouse ends up in the hospital? And what happens if a family member is ill and needs you to take care of them? These are all situations that happen to us all the time. We experience illness ourselves, our family members experience illness, and what will happen to your clients if you're now at the hospital and can't service them? Is there someone else that you have trained that can go and take care of that job so that you don't owe a refund and that your clients are still happy and served? So this is one of the top reasons that I talk about this important topic of becoming a balloon boss. Because when you become a balloon boss, you're putting systems in place so that your business can run without you. Because if the business cannot run without you and service your clients, then you've really created a job for yourself and not a business. Because a business will take care of a client no matter what. Okay, like they always have the commercials, you know, about the mail's still going to get out no matter what the weather is, or the Maytag repairman is going to be there for you. I'm really dating myself with those analogies. But I really want you to seriously think about this. And this has become a big reality for me. For those of you who follow me personally in social media, you know that unfortunately my husband has had many medical challenges. And I sold my company in January of 2015 to become ballooncoach.com and serve as a marketing director for the company I used to own. And there was a point at which I was very thankful that God had put in my heart to change to being a coach rather than having an event decorating company, because right afterwards, my husband that first year had a heart attack. And so I spent time at the hospital. He later then had kidney stones and I spent time at the hospital. And then he later needed stents, and then he had a gallbladder taken out. I have spent way more hours as a frequent flyer in a hospital room than I would like to count. My father also had bladder cancer, and I needed to go down and help care for him. So this hit home for me big time when I realized how much time over the last 4 years I have spent in a hospital room. At the same token, I know many friends in the industry who had accidents when they went skiing and broke an arm or a shoulder or a leg, or had other incidents happen to them personally where they could not physically do the jobs. Luckily for some of those other people that I'm talking about, they had team members that were able to step up and take care of the jobs without them. So I think I've painted that picture of why it's really important to have a team. So for those of you who don't know my story, from 2003 to 2015, I owned Party People events here in Lakeland, Florida. And I grew that business to $150,000 a year in sales. I did that primarily by myself and a couple of part-time people working with me. And then some friends and family. The deal was you either watch my kid while I work or you come and work with me. And I would often have up to a team of 8 people helping me for large events like New Year's Eve or a prom. But I never had a solid system in place with like full-time staff or people answering my phones. But today, now that I serve as a marketing director for the company that I sold, Jonathan Gerber, the gentleman in this photo with me, purchased the company from me and several other decorating and entertainment companies here in Orlando, in Central Florida, and Lakeland. We now, as a team, do over $600,000 a year for 2018. So what I wanted you to do is see that number. The difference between running on my own with some people helping out part-time as needed, $150,000 a year. Now, as a large team working out of a warehouse and several vehicles, we now do over $600,000 a year. And now I look at Jonathan Gerber as that perfect example of what it is to be a balloon boss. So my question to you today is, do you want to be a balloon boss? Does it sound appealing to you? Here's the 5 steps to become a balloon boss. Number 1 is write your goals down. Okay? If you're taking notes, write your goals down. You need to have a clear vision, what it is that you want your business and life to look like 1 year, 5 years, 20 years down the road. Having clarity on what you really want is the first step in making any dream a reality. Okay, I cannot stress this enough. I listen to podcasts often, and I read books, and I go to trainings from other wonderful people in business to be able to give this information to you. And studies show that written goals are achieved 44% more than those that are not written. That's a huge statistic. So it shows the importance of writing things down. It's one thing to think about it. It's a totally another thing to write it down and commit to it. So that is number 1. Write your goals down. All right, so let's get to step number 2. Create a support system to make your dreams reality. You are the sum of the 5 people you spend the most time with. Let me say that one more time. You are the sum of the 5 people you spend the most time with. So who is your tribe? Who are the people that think like you, that are maybe even more uplifting than you are? Maybe they're even more successful than you are. Create a network of people that you surround yourself with that will uplift you and will inspire you to go for your goals. So I just want to know there's a couple questions that are coming up, and I promise I will get to those. When you create that network of people around you that are enthusiastic and that are successful, you are going to be uplifted. So with me, 6 years ago, from going to conventions, I met this amazing group of people that we all chose to go to the special event in Tennessee and show off how amazing balloons are. And we got together twice a month to talk about what we were going to do for about a year. And after that process, and we did that, we decided to stay connected. And now we continue to meet twice a month, and we help each other with our balloon businesses. And we talk about our successes and our struggles and help each other out. And I actually have a couple other mastermind groups that I'm a part of too. Being connected with those people has meant so much to me. So I encourage you to do that inside the balloon industry, but also outside. The way I first found out about mastermind groups was through the NABO Association, National Association of Women Business Owners. And here in Lakeland, I ended up getting paired with a group of people. One was into marketing and promotional materials. Another person was a successful florist. We had an investment broker and a couple other people in that group, and we met on a weekly basis in the morning before work, and we could talk about, yeah, I'm having a hard time hiring staff and finding people who are dependable. And I was like, oh, wow, okay, it's not just me that can't find anybody that wants to work. That's kind of a common thread. And we were able to work through those solutions and talk about how people could find reliable staff or how they train their staff. We talked about how it was really hard to find new customers. And what I found, it wasn't just a balloon business problem, but it was a business owner's problem. So taking myself away from being, oh, I just make balloons, to I'm a business owner and I need to surround myself here in Lakeland where my customers are with other successful businesses. It is exciting now when I go to networking events and I can hang out with people that I met 15 years ago and see how our businesses are still growing and be able to support and uplift each other. So when you create a support system, I kind of want you to have a multiple level. I want you to have a local level of people who are business people that you want to spend time with and that you look up to. And then also create one that's out of balloon professionals that really understand all the ins and outs of having a balloon business. All right, so let's move on to number 3, hire a team. Now that's going to sound really scary for those of you who are new and that are struggling and you haven't gotten there yet, that you're still trying to just get enough clients to pay your own electric bill and not have the power shut off. I understand, I've been there, okay? But you have to be forward thinking. Even if right now you only get 1 client a month, think about down the road how you're going to hire a team and how you're going to grow your business. And the way you do that is you start by writing a list. Write a list of all the tasks that you do on a weekly basis. And then you're going to write down a job description for the activities you wish to do the least, okay? And hire someone to do those tasks. So an example, back to Jonathan Gerber, who purchased my company. He pays me to be the marketing director. He does not enjoy going to networking events and talking to people and introducing himself to new people to expand the markets. That is not his strength. So instead, one of the owners that he bought a company from in Orlando, Bobby, she is our social butterfly out in Orlando going to networking events. And then I stay kind of the face of the company here in Lakeland, where I have personal connections with people and I go out and market to them. And then I'm daily posting on our Facebook and taking care of other social media and following up with people that I see events coming up for. So it's really important for you to understand that as you go to grow your business and you're thinking forward into your future, the things that you're not so good at, hire somebody else to do. And the things that you're great at, then go ahead and do those. You want to cross-train your employees to be able to do multiple things when needed. So, for example, when I had started my business and had people working for me, I had at-home moms. I had found them in the car line at PTA talking. They saw my trailer and my van and like, so you blow up balloons? You know, tell me a little bit more about that. I've been looking for a part-time job. And I said, oh, if you're not scared of balloons and you don't mind working hard during the day while your kids are at school, I'd love to put you to work. And the first person that I hired was somebody who came on Monday mornings and cleaned up all the mess because after I'd had the business in my house for several years, we built a 600 square foot warehouse in our backyard. And it was great because my girls could come and go around back. I gave them keys to the warehouse and they would go and work and inflate things during the day and clean up the mess and check out our inventory while I was out at networking meetings or while I was on the phone with clients booking their events or following up and getting paid. I gave them a list of things I didn't like to do. I didn't like to clean up. I didn't like to organize. I didn't like to see what our inventory was. And I didn't really like having to blow up hundreds and hundreds of thousands of balloons to tie columns, arches, in centerpieces and make foil picks. So I had them do that. Now, yes, I love being creative and I love working with balloons, but I found that what I even excelled at more was connecting with my clients and selling the job and going out and marketing to other event planners and venues in my area. I rocked at networking and growing the business and talking to the clients and connecting with them. So I realized that for me, my power was better use my time being out there getting us new business, while the people that were actually inflating the balloons and making the balloons was somebody else. And that's how I was able to continue to grow my company. With cross-training the employees, making sure that when you're teaching them how to make things, you're teaching them why you're making it the way you are, why it needs to be on a certain base for outdoors or indoors, and explaining things along the way. Because here's one of the mistakes that I find people make when they hire a team. We assume that people are going to have the same common sense that we do. I'm just going to let you know that doesn't happen, okay? Especially if you're dealing with more like millennials and the newer kids that are out in the employment arena today. People a lot of times don't think for themselves, they don't think outside of the box, and they are not thinking like a business owner. They're thinking like a person who's getting a paycheck for doing something basic. So it's important for you to have everything you expect for that person to do written down, have really clear directions, let them know how to make things, and just because somebody has made something for you before or done something, do not assume that they're going to remember how to do it, because we forget 90% of what we learn. It's a proven study. So you need to have things that are written down and be consistent with training those staff. And yes, it can be overwhelming, but it is so important for you to grow into a balloon boss to put these systems into place. And when you're cross-training people, that might mean that they need to know how to pick up the phone and talk to a client. Because if you happen to have to go out of town because of a medical emergency for your family, you want your business to continue to run. And so some of those little details that you normally take care of, go ahead and train somebody to be able to back up for you, even if you're not available. I hope that makes sense. So one of the questions is that I'm speaking about doing it for a decor business, but can it work for a business where there are twisting balloons at events and parties? Yes. We, as Party People Events and Twisted Arts, have a whole entertainment division where we have twisters, stilt walkers, face painters, all of that. And here's the thing, if you're building up an entertainment company, if you are an entertainer and you are the face and the entertainer that people are hiring, what happens when you get sick? What if you're a stilt walker and you break your foot? That's where you have to have a social network built up where there are other entertainers in your area that you can book to replace you. So even if you don't gig them out typically on a regular basis, building that network of people that you know, like, and trust to be able to go work with your clients and present you in a good light is so important. One of the ways that I've done that is I'm very fortunate living here in Central Florida. We have the Florida Super Jam that comes here every January. I've also traveled and gone to Twist and Shout, the entertainment convention that's like the top entertainers in the world travel to that. Going to those types of conventions and events has allowed me to network with other entertainers in Central Florida and around the world. So I know who to contact when my client needs that type of service. So yes, if you're in the entertainment world, then I highly encourage you to have a list of other people that you can refer out when you're not able to work. But also, a lot of entertainers hire up people to work with them, and they will then serve as the coordinator for an event and book those other entertainments. So great question. Thank you, Valerie. All right, so we've gone through 3. Hiring a team. You can choose to have outside contractors also. Maybe if you're having a hard time finding employees, then know other balloon decorators in your area that you can subcontract out. We as Party People Events do that from time to time. When we have large projects and we need 10 bodies to be able to put together something overnight, we will contract some other people here in Florida that travel up to 3 hours one way to come work with us when we're needing some trained hands and we're short-staffed or have multiple events going on. And that's okay too. So number 4 to becoming a balloon boss, invest in the growth of your business with a business coach, mentor, or training in business development. Okay, so think about this. Fortune 500 companies, athletes, musicians, dancers, they all invest in coaching to perfect their skills. Way back when I was in high school, I was in the pop chorus, and I went to music lessons. I had a vocal coach, and I went there, and every week we practiced my singing, and that way I could go to competitions and do my solos and be confident. It was somebody that taught me how to use my voice correctly. I was also a dancer when I was a child, and I went to dance classes to learn how to dance better. On another level, I go to a lot of training that's not in the balloon industry, where there are just local people coming in to speak, or people like Tony Robbins that comes in with this amazing group of people to really motivate and inspire you. People pay millions of dollars for Tony Robbins to be their coach because he has had so much business experience and worked with so many different people that he can walk into a situation and he's looked at as a problem solver. People say, hey, here's this issue that's going on. And he can zero in and find out where that problem is and help them work through it. That is why professional athletes and Fortune 500 companies hire somebody in to coach them, is because having that outside perspective and knowledge from other people who've had success and struggles, that can pay for itself in 5 minutes, because something that you may have been working on for 6 months or a year and having problems with, these other people have insight to. Life coaches and business coaches are available around the world everywhere. And if you want one that's specific to the business industry, I would be glad to work with you. So no matter whether it's going to local trainings through your chamber, your SCORE, American Businesswomen's Association, Rotary Club speakers, or just any motivational speaker or business speaker that comes to your area, invest in your training and your business development. It is not something that you can get just from the balloon industry alone by going to learn how to make balloons. And number 5, be fierce. Go for your goals and take action. No matter what your goals are and where you want to go with them. If you just leave them up here in your head, then that's where it's going to be. And we're going to come up to the next year ending, and you're going to be like, dang, I didn't do anything with my business. It hasn't grown. Fear is the number one thing that stands in people's way to success. Okay? So let me be real open with this. When I started in the balloon industry in 2003, I had no business experience outside of selling party supplies through online sales. It's kind of like being a Mary Kay lady, but through party supplies, okay? That was the only thing I had done in business, okay? I had a background in outdoor education, teaching rappelling and rock climbing and adventure-based counseling, and I could teach people how to face their fears and go for it and just have this amazing experience. And I could teach them how to communicate within their company and clearly state their expectations to the people they worked with. But I did not have a business background, okay? I had to go out in fear and go to my first marketing groups and go to the chamber and introduce myself. I learned through fire. I learned through experience how to grow my business. And I understand that taking action can be scary, but you have to start today, okay? So START, the acronym stands for schedule the action required today, okay? So START, write that down. Schedule the action required today. Using your calendar is so important that when you know there are things that you need to do, like I need to call my existing clients that used me last year for New Year's Eve. Don't put it off. Write it on your calendar for today at 2 o'clock. You're going to call 5 of your past clients and you're going to say, hey, this is Joette with Party People Events. We see that we did a balloon drop for you last year for New Year's Eve. Our schedule is almost full. Would you like to go ahead? What time would you like us to install it this year? Assume that you've already got the job, okay? Or call somebody else up that hasn't used you for New Year's Eve, but they're a different client. Hey, this is Joette with Party People Events. New Year's Eve is just not a celebration until the balloons arrive. We would love to decorate for you this year for New Year's Eve. What would you be interested in? And then they can go ahead and talk to you about if they're having one or not. Picking up the phone and calling local venues that you see online are hosting an event. Write that in your calendar that you're going to call them and do it. But you have to be fierce. You have to face your fears of cold calling and pick up the phone and do it. You've got to get outside, away from your computer, and go take action. I would love to see that in 2019, that is the year that you become fierce and you choose to become a balloon boss and take control of your future. When I became ballooncoach.com 4 years ago, it'll be my anniversary in January, there were people in the industry that asked me, who am I? Who are you to become Balloon Coach? Who are you to tell people how to run their business? You only make $150,000 a year in sales. Who are you? You don't have a business degree. And I could have listened to the naysayers and not done Balloon Coach. But I stepped out, I wrote my goals down, and my goal was to be a catalyst for our industry, to create resources that I wish would have been available to me at 2003 when I started in the balloon industry, and things that I wish would have been there in 2010 as I was growing my business and struggling and stressed out. If I would have let fear stand in my way and said, I'm not good enough, I'm not that person, then hundreds of people's lives would not have been changed because of the trainings that I offer. So I know what it's like to be scared. I know what it's like to not say what you're supposed to say and stumble over your words when you're in a networking event. It still happens to me today. I've been in the industry 15 years. I was at a meeting this morning with our local chamber. And there are some times when I have a conversation with somebody and just the right words don't come out. You know what? It's okay. We're all human. And you just have to stand up for what it is that you want and go for it. And know, you know what? We all make mistakes. If I stumble on my words, it's okay. I'll do better next time because I'm going to learn from this experience. All right. So here's what we're going to do. I want you to always seek knowledge, okay? I want you to read or get audiobooks while you're in the car and you're doing deliveries, or while you're sitting at your desk and you're working on paperwork, or while you're cooking dinner, or while you are doing laundry. Read or have audiobooks always going so you're listening. You can also listen to webinars. Ballooncoach.com has a bunch of them. You can listen to podcasts. Surround yourself with powerful messages of success, okay? When you look around my office, I have peace, love, and happiness. Up here it says a smile is the prettiest thing you can wear. Behind me it says live the life you dream, okay? I see those messages every single day around me. Surround yourself with positive. Right here, I've got this book. And it says, go confidently in the direction of your dreams. Live the life you have imagined. I surround myself with powerful words and messages that help me out. I also even have rocks. It says, believe, imagine, simplify, because goodness, don't we overcomplicate our lives? And this one is my favorite, dream. These rocks sit here reminding me of those messages every day. That's what I surround myself with in my office. And also on the other side of me is my vision board. Okay, it's all my goals. We talked about writing things down. It's there for me every day. I can see it. All right. So the next thing I want to do is suggest for you to read the EMyth. So right now, if you're on this call and you have read it before, please say yes or no. So yes, you have read the EMyth, or no, you have not. I'd love to know from those of you who are on live with me right now if you have read this book. I put it out last year as something to read at the end of the year, and I'm doing it again this year. What I'm asking you to do is, if you have not read it, I want you to get it, okay? So I know a couple people who read my blog the other day went out and did. Get it as an Audible if you don't like to read, okay? If you don't like to read, that's okay. Get it as an Audible so you can listen to it while you're doing other activities. This book changed the way I looked at business, and I read it with a group of balloon professionals that I talked about that are my tribe. And we shared concepts from this, and we talked about how we could put systems in place with our businesses. This is a really good book to be a game changer in the way you look at business. So I encourage you to read it. And then in January, on every Monday, I'm going to make it book club day, and we're going to talk about the EMyth in our conversation in Balloon Coach Community on Facebook. So if you're not in my Facebook group, Balloon Coach Community, ask to join it and be a part of our book club on Mondays, where we discuss this book in January. So you've got some time over the holidays when you're going to have a little downtime before New Year's Eve. Read the book and enjoy it, and then get into the conversation with us in January. So next, join us for the book club. All right. I want to review what we've talked about today. Write your goals down. Create a support system. Hire a team. Invest in the growth of your business with a business coach, mentor, or training that focuses in on business development. And be fierce. Go for your goals and take action. Okay? If you'd like to have some support in becoming fierce and becoming a balloon boss, I would love to serve as your partner in success and walk this journey with you. What I want to do is show you one of the ways that I can do that for you. If you are not familiar with ballooncoach.com, I have a blog. Do you want to be a balloon boss? Has some other information in that blog for you, and it has the EMyth information if you missed that. Another way that you can connect with me is through our Balloon Boss Mastermind. This is my favorite thing that I've got going on right now, because it's a way for me to spend more time with you and help you have access to the training that I wish I would have had. So what Balloon Boss Mastermind does is, for $97 a month, you get access to over $2,500 worth of online training that's working for you 24/7, that anytime, day or night, you can go in, listen to a replay from a past webinar, listen to my 9-week program on marketing, listen to my vision board workshop, listen to other tips and hints to grow your business. And in addition to that, you can be a part of our Mastermind private group that on a weekly basis, you can let me know your struggles, your successes, and I give those extra tips and hints in like a group coaching section. And then on the first Monday of every month at 9 p.m. Eastern, we have a live mastermind call where everybody who's in the mastermind group can share what's going on with them and tell us what you need help with. And together as a group, we help solve those issues. It also has access to my Decor 101 program with other tips and hints on creating decor. So as long as you are a Balloon Boss member at $97 a month, you have access to all that information, and it's right here. You just click on the button to become a member. And if you're one of those people who loves to save money, if you'd like to get 2 months for free, you can pay for a full year in advance for just $970, and then 2 of the months are free for you. The other way that you can get connected with me is, we just came off of our retreat for promotions and profits in Orlando, and I am so excited for next year. You may have been seeing pictures of our New Year's Eve photo shoot, our wedding photo shoot, prom photo shoot, and pool decor that we created. during the event. For this next year, we're going to change things up just a little bit more, but still keep a lot of that stuff consistent. It's going to be a holistic experience of promotions and profits where we focus on physical, social, emotional, and mental, your entire person, and helping you with digging in on business and personal development. It's not just about the business. And I am delighted to announce that Qualitex is sponsoring Stuart Davies from Beyond Balloons in Wales to come and be one of our instructors. If you have not met him yet, he is phenomenal. He was one of our past webinar speakers. He did a great insight on how he went and changed the dynamic of his family business. They used to sell a bunch of different stuff and really focus into balloons, and how he went from being just working in his store to then being able to do the Disney Pride Parade in the UK. Made this amazing decor, and he's going to teach us this technique that he uses on the Mickey Mouse heads. So cool. I can't wait to learn that. And he is going to talk to us about how you work with teams, whether it's that you're going into a situation where you may be working with volunteers at a charity event to help build the balloon decor, to working with how he worked with the people at Disney to build the balloons for the Pride Parade. Stuart Davies has a passion for business and to think outside the box, and I cannot wait to bring him to you in 2019. We also have Kelly Andrews coming. She is a health and leadership coach here in Lakeland, and she is going to help us focus on ourselves, stress management, and also communication skills. Dave Kramer is a business coach here in Florida, and he actually came by our retreat this year to ask people what their struggles are, and he's going to help us in setting up business systems. He's also going to do some other training for me in January for my people who are in my Balloon Boss Mastermind. He's going to be our speaker that first Monday in January. I'm so excited about that. So he brings us the entrepreneurial spirit and how to put systems into place in your business. Other confirmed instructors are Liz Romani, Gary Ledbetter, Jonathan Gerber, myself, and we have a lot of other wonderful announcements we'll be making as soon as contracts are signed. Here's the deal. If you want to be a part of the balloon retreat, I would encourage you to sign up now to save $1,000 because prices are going to be going up. And when you sign up now, you will get an additional online training of a $599 value, because on January 6th, I'm going to be doing goal setting, how to create a vision board, and a marketing strategy for your first 6 months of 2019. And that's part of coming to the retreat in Orlando for 2019. So when you buy your ticket now, you can either pay in full or do a 10-month, 6-month, or 3-month payment plan, and you will automatically have your ticket for our class that I've got coming up on January 6th online from 5 to 8 p.m. That will be recorded so you can watch it later if needed. All the information for registration is right here and showing you how the pricing is going up, and you honestly are saving half by signing up now. Promotions and Profits Retreat, you're going to be walking into the Balloon Coach Spa and Leadership Center for 2019. In the morning, you can choose from morning activities, and then our classes will go from 9:30 a.m. to 6:30 p.m. with a 1-hour lunch where you get to network and hang out with our instructors. And then in the evenings from 6:30 to 9:30, we listen to the people who were so tired from last year that you are going to get to have a massage, facial, manicure, if you want to schedule those type of additional appointments, or just have a time to round table talk with other people who are at the retreat, and then have some creative arts activities that happen in the evening. So you have relaxed time in the evening to chill out. It's 5 days of training, and during the event, we'll be doing one large group build together that's going to be exciting and dynamic. I have to wait till the contract's signed to tell you the details on that. But believe me, we'll make something really cool, and you will leave with professional photography to be able to sell those items to your clients when you get home. And then Friday night, we'll have a group celebration. And basically, during that week, we're going to focus in on communication skills, leadership skills, business management, how to create systems and strategies, how to create a balanced life routine, and how to work with teams of people, whether it be volunteers or the team that you build within your business. You can tell I'm just a tad bit excited about retreat. This is only for 85 people, so you want to grab your seat now. If you say, hey, Joette, I know that you have a lot of other resources on your website. I know you have one-to-one coaching. I know that you have Passport to Success. By the way, Passport to Success is a part of our Balloon Boss Mastermind. So if you're currently a Passport to Success member and want to upgrade, I can give you the information to do that and be able to have a little bit more time with me during the month. If you want more information, email me, joette@ballooncoach.com, and I will be glad to give you information on how to connect with me and what program is best to help you. Because I know we have a lot of stuff. We have downloads and the coaching and the webinars. Sometimes it can be overwhelming. But here, I want you to know this blog is right here for free. All kinds of great tips and hints to help you out if you're currently struggling. But if you're ready to invest in your business with somebody who's seen the strategies that work and who have a cheerleader, then I'd love to work with you. So that's about me and what I offer. I also can give you suggestions on how to get other supports locally. So if you need that, send me an email, or if we're friends on Facebook, send me a message or make a comment in Balloon Coach community. I want to help you succeed. So now I'd like to know if there's any questions from those of you who are on live with me today about anything that I covered in my presentation. And I'm going to go ahead and go back up here and go back to this one and have that overview there, that if there's any questions that you have on the 5 steps to becoming a balloon boss, I would love to answer that. Is there a challenge that you currently have as you're growing your company that you would like to ask more questions about? This is time for you. And I'm going to read back through the questions to see if I happen to miss anything. So I want you to go out and grab the book, the EMyth, so you can be a part of our conversations. Oh, thank you, Adam. Adam said, I knew you were special from day one, and that was 3 years ago. I love that Adam has come to all of our live events here in Orlando each year, and it's been really a pleasure getting to meet you. Thank you. Let's see. Shannon, you had asked me if we haven't created either, we can't really get things off the ground. So Shannon, are you trying to build a decor business or an entertainment company? What type of business do you have, Shannon, if you're still on with me? All right, decor. So how long have you been doing decor? One to 2 years. Okay. So cool. So one of the things that happen a lot of times is that we have to, when we're building our business, really focus in on what our goals are from it. Really figure out who our clients are that we want to serve and how we can get in front of them. So I would love to set up a time that we can just chat to kind of see where your struggles are at. If you send me an email, joette@ballooncoach.com, you and I can set up a 15-minute free consultation this week where I can maybe see where you're at and see what could help you out and grow in your business. So joette@ballooncoach.com, and that's for anyone. If you ever want to know, what's going wrong or what do you think I need, I do offer free consultations to see where you're at and to see what resources I might have that can help you out. So joette@ballooncoach.com, or I can also refer you to other things that I think might work even better for you. So joette@ballooncoach.com, and I'll be glad to give you that free one-to-one. The other thing I wanted to let you know is we do have a slight change in our program because of Christmas. So our next webinar is Be Fierce. Life and business is full of daily decisions and struggles, and Lorianne is going to talk to us about how she lives a fierce and bold life. She is an amazing person that I know here in Lakeland, and it's going to be on Tuesday, December 18th. So next Tuesday, December 18th is going to be our next live webinar due to the fact that the other one would have been on Christmas Eve, and I knew people would have other things that they're busy doing. So if you're not part of our Passport to Success program yet, you can easily join it and be on live with us through Passport to Success, or you can become a member of Balloon Boss Mastermind to be on that live webinar and then have the replay afterwards. So guys, if there's not any other questions today, I'm going to let you go. I'm so delighted that you took this time out of your day to look at being a balloon boss and looking at things just a little bit differently. So let's see what our next question is. I've done decorating for 2 restaurants in the area. What's the best way to approach other restaurants? All right, so hopefully you have photos from it. The best thing would be if you have a testimony from them that says, man, Angela did this amazing job decorating our restaurant. Clients loved the place being festive, whether it was for a holiday or whatever. And what you do is you pick up the phone and you call other restaurants, or you go in person and you meet them, okay? So you have to just step out and do it. And photos always help. You can sometimes email people, but sometimes it's hard to know who a restaurant manager is. So one other thing that I find is sometimes is making that connection and relationship is I might go to a restaurant that I want to work at and eat dinner and then compliment my server and then ask who the manager is. And then while I'm sitting there in a booth as a paying customer is a great time to get the assistant manager or manager's attention and say, hi, I just want to let you know I'm Joette with Party People Events, and we provide decor in the area, and we have decorated other restaurants in the area, and they have found it made a really festive environment for their clients. Is there a time that we could talk more about the services that we offer? And so again, you're in the seat as a customer, you're going to be a little more likely to talk to you. Or if you're an entertainer, same kind of thing. You know, I noticed that there wasn't any entertainment. We would love to offer entertainment for your restaurant. So I often find that when I am selecting where I want to eat at or where I'm going to different events, I often will make opportunities to talk to the venue or the manager about our services that we have for party people. Always developing and growing relationships. Or if you're in a local networking group, you can ask people, hey, I'm looking for the contacts with managers at local restaurants that could use decor. And so that you're asking for a referral. Somebody's going to be more likely to talk to you when you call them up and say, hey, my friend Janice told me to give you a call. People like to do business with people that know their friends. So that's a couple more tips on that. All right, so guys, thank you, Shannon. You're most welcome. So here's the deal. As we wrap up, if you're needing support and you're not sure what service I offer that would be helpful for you, or if there's some other resource out there in your business community that can help you grow into becoming a balloon boss, then email joette@ballooncoach.com and let's set up a 15-minute free consultation to talk about where you're at and where you want to go. And I would love to have you join us in Orlando at Promotions and Profits Retreat. Go check out the page today, click on Orlando Retreat, see what we've got going on, and then you can be a part of my January vision board, goal setting, and marketing, and start 2019 on the right foot. I am excited about how the balloon industry is growing and how popular balloon decor is. The key is for you to make sure that you're charging fairly so that you get paid well and can build a sustainable business. I look forward to being your partner in success. Thank you for being a part of today's webinar. I wish you the best. Thanks for being here.